So apparently, I seen an article being wrote. I'll try to screenshot it and put it on the screen, saying that Jahmyr Gibbs, he's supposed to be getting this big contract of around $22 million per year for 4 years, and say that might scream the end of David Montgomery. I'm gonna speak on like both the contract. I think first and foremost, Gibbs deserved the money. Most definitely deserved to be the highest paid running back, not respected as the best running back. That's the problem with playing in Detroit. You don't really get the respect. You don't get the respect. That's why a lot of guys don't like playing in Detroit, because you don't get the respect as a as the player that you should get respect as. You know what I'm saying? And that's why certain markets, they sit there and they don't want certain guys don't want to play in certain markets. It's not just because a particular market is less than or whatever. Go, bitch, go. I be just telling you, dog, you literally can go. Jesus Christ, the amount of people who can't drive is just ridiculous, bro. But I know y'all listen to me like, this nigga is wild. Like, yeah, go. Even if she was going to the far lane, you could turn into this lane and then merge over. Well, I just be wondering, like, where does people's brains at? Real talk, like, where do people's brains really be at? But yeah. Oh yeah, I think he deserved the bread. You won't hear me say he don't deserve it. Hellified player. It ain't really nothing to talk about. But when you kind of go in there about David Montgomery, that's the reason why, one of the reasons why Jahmyr Gibbs really didn't do what he was supposed to do last year, because they didn't merge David Montgomery. They didn't use that balance. They needed to really use that balance. The balance was what really that's really kept the Lions afloat for all them years. But yeah, man, they need David Montgomery. Montgomery keeps, come on, you're gonna be a dick about it, go. Montgomery keeps Jahmyr Gibbs fresh. It's a balance. Gibbs ain't an every down. He can be an every down back, but really, in reality, you want a balance. You see what Chicago did with their two backs. You see what Carolina did merging their two backs. You want that two back system. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can give it to Jahmyr Gibbs, and the more you give it to him, the more you feel like you expand on your chances for an explosive play. That's fine and dandy. That's fine and dandy. I'm not arguing. Come on, bro. I just be telling y'all, man, these people that drive out here are dicks. But yeah, you expand your champ. But guess what? Small back. Do you really want him touching the ball 20 to 30 times a game? No. Not until you get into those critical moments in December, late December and January, where he can be fresh. People don't understand that, man. If you want to increase his longevity, you don't want him, touching the ball every time. That's what they don't understand. And then they get into this season and they change the formula, right? They changed the formula into giving the ball to him more while you transitioning into the offensive line, and it didn't work. Third and short, obvious, you give it to him. He gets stopped every third or fourth and short or third. He gets stopped all the time. Y'all wonder why he didn't really, he really didn't take off the second half of the year. Y'all riding him all year. Put Montgomery in there. Let Montgomery take some of that beating. Let him get beat up a smidget. Right? Let him get beat up a smidget. And then, middle of the year, late in the year, you let Jahmyr Gibbs go crazy, where he pick up the touches, he pick up the carries, all of that. That's why I just don't understand, why they really just sit here and try to reinvent the wheel. That's my thing. They be sitting here trying to reinvent the wheel You know, and it ain't no point of reinventing the wheel. Just do your thing. Do what you was doing. Keep that balance. It's gonna make Jahmyr Gibbs give him more longevity. That's what I don't understand. We sitting here, you know, trying to reinvent the wheel. There ain't no point of reinventing the wheel. What y'all did with balance, that kept Jahmyr Gibbs more potent, more dangerous, more fresh. And it ain't like Dave Montgomery don't be getting down and giving you chunk runs too. But if you go over there, and I guarantee you pay Jahmyr Gibbs and get rid of Dave Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs gonna start getting injured or he gonna fall off. I'm telling y'all exactly what's gonna happen. That's one thing I don't really understand about human nature. When something is working and doing good, it's just something in some human nature's mind that say we need to do something different. Like, why do you need to do something different? It worked. It worked. And people mind, they be like, oh, if Jahmyr Gibbs take those 10 to 15 carries from Dave Montgomery, he could have had 5,000 yards. I'm just being exaggerating. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Because you see it in basketball all the time. Oh, man, in 20 minutes, he averaged 10 and 10. If he played 30 minutes, he'd average 30 and 30. That don't work that way, bro. You got fatigue. You got, you increase the chance for injury. It don't mean, oh, you uptick his carries. You uptick. No, it don't even always equal that. What legitimately was working, they got away from it. They got away with it was working. Wasn't nobody complaining from what we say. Montgomery wasn't complaining. Gibbs wasn't complaining. But what they want to do, they want to recreate the wheel. And that be the issue. Oh, we just want something different. No. What's working for you, you should keep doing what's working. You had a great, and Ben Johnson took that same balance to Chicago. And you've seen what happened. You've seen what happened. He took that same balance to Chicago, and what happened? Well, now it's Indiana. Indiana Bears. So I don't be really understanding where people really want to recreate. They want to recreate the wheel. What worked, it worked. Now, if Dave Montgomery performance drop off, where you feel like he falling off a cliff, okay, so be it. You need to make more of a shift. But his performance didn't fall off. This year, he was running the ball really, really good, and they just stopped giving it to him. In obvious situations, on 4th and short, 3rd and short, obvious situations, they stopped giving it to him. Even when Dan was calling the plays, like, Dan, what the fuck you doing? Jahmyr Gibbs been stopped on every short yardage situation. And what you think? You don't got Frank in there no more. The guards need a little bit of help. What are you thinking? Sometimes it'd be too right. It'd be too right. And this is what I sit there and I just think like, man, I sit there and I just think sometimes them coaches be too smart for their own good. But that's all I had to say. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Well, no, hit the link in the description, find me everywhere. Peace.